Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I'm still getting my stuff together, but I figured I'd go ahead and hop on and, just let it kind of idle for a minute while I'm getting ready. There always seems to be kind of a delay anyways. It's probably too close to the glass. Sorry, I'm trying to get a new candle put in my candle holder. Okay. Grand Rising, good morning, hello. How are you? I hope everybody's having a positive, productive start to your day today. If not, I pray that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High help you with that today. I also pray that He clothes us in His armor from head to toe, that He strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout this day. I'm burning some sage this morning, just kind of a heads up. The dogs are outside, so hopefully within the next week or two I'll get their fence put up, but for the time being they're just on leads. So if they start barking and whatnot, I will have to get up and go check on them. If this is your first time coming across one of my videos, please know that I have over 600 videos here on YouTube. Everything from affirmations, prayers, devotionals, scripture readings, other educational moments. They happen. All right. Sage is lit. I did remember to share the picture of the mushroom coffee that I ordered and have been testing, we'll say. So that if you've never tried mushroom coffee, if you're a big coffee drinker, I never realized how much of a coffee drinker I was until I tried to quit drinking coffee. So it's the kinds that I got has a very roasted flavor to it. It was $2.22 when I looked at the timer. So if you haven't tried it, go give it a shot. There's all kinds of different brands and stuff out there that you can try. The one that I got has 6 different mushrooms in it, but I did see one that has 12 different mushrooms in it. So there's different varieties for sure. And if you research oh crap, hold on. Crap. I don't have a step stool, so I can't reach the one in my bedroom. I guess I got the sage going too good. Let me turn the fan on. Well, we know they work. It's okay, Copper. This is an official test of the emergency broadcast system. Oh, yeah. I got the sage going too good. That's all I know to say. But hey, at least now we know they work, right? Because they both went off. We are not on fire. All right. So there we go. We've been productive today. There's our productiveness for the day. We tested the fire alarms. Or the smoke detectors, I should say. Anyways, we're going to start out with a morning mantra, and then we'll get into everything of it, okay? Grand Rising, hello. Happy Sunday. All right, here we go. I don't have a step stool, so I can't, they're up on the ceiling, so I can't reach the button to push it. I had to go get my dust mop. Okay, we got 2 today. That seems to be we've been getting 2 in these. Today, I'm going to fall in love with all the little oh wow, yeah. All the little taken for granteds that make this world so wild and dynamic. The planetary design team really went all out on this one. And then it says ... trees, flowers, clouds, hills, gentle breezes, touch screen technology. We talk about it here often, the little everyday things that we really do take for granted. All right, and then today is a pinata full of unknowns. Time to crack that sucker open and pounce directly on the good stuff. And it's got a picture of a unicorn pinata. All right, so we are at the beginning of the week. So going into the day, going into the week, we talk about it every day on this channel about being grateful for the little things. Today, I'm going to fall in love with all the little taken for granteds that make this world so wild and dynamic. All those little things, your coffee, your wand shower head, the little things that if you look back in time, the little things that they didn't have, the little conveniences that they didn't have, or if you take it to a more serious note, when life throws you a curveball and you have to sacrifice little things like that. Maybe not permanently, but at least temporarily. The little things that just make life better. It makes it easier to get through the day. Be grateful for those things. All right, we're going to get a chakra wisdom card. And then we're going to get one of the new chakra wisdom cards. All right, we got first and second chakra. The first chakra is the one that came out, but we'll read both of them. Why not? Instinct. Base chakra represented by the color red. It's at the base of your spine. I trust that my instincts are correct and I will let my natural intuitive feelings guide me forward. I will know what I need to do and how to respond with wisdom to situations that come my way. I have an innate desire to be of service in life. As I tap into this feeling, I will know what service I am called to do. I believe in myself. Turn this sideways so it's not bumping up against the phone. I set my tables up a little different today, so the area is a little different. All right, and then we got reward myself. Sometimes those rewards don't have to be something magnificent. Like last week, the running theme was finding your quiet space, taking time to yourself. Yes, meditating, but not necessarily. Just some self-care, some self-love, reward myself. Sometimes a reward may be finding that quiet time. Maybe that's something that you have to make time for. Everybody's life situation is different. So, you may need to schedule that quiet time. So, for me, it's different for different people. Like I'm wanting to reward myself with a gym membership, but there's other things that I can do in the meantime, little things here at home to kind of prepare myself for that. All right. I know that I am truly worthy and deserve to receive the good things in life. I give myself permission to have them. It is time to enjoy the fruits of my labors. I aim to incorporate and embrace fun and joy in my life. I realize that all work and no play is a recipe for energy flow, disruption, and exhaustion. I allow myself to experience and receive more pleasure in my life, and I am flexible and open to change. I am receptive to embracing activities and events that come my way, even those I may have avoided in the past. So breaking out of your comfort zone, stepping outside of your normal box, looking at things from a different perspective. All right, now we're going to pull from the new chakra cards. I don't think I told you guys. I told you about me ordering them, but I don't think I told you that they got here yet, because I think they came yesterday or maybe Friday. Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. The complete spiritual toolkit for transforming your life. And I actually, when I first got them, I, shuffled them and went through them, and I ended up pulling the grief card, Penelope and the Pickle. Grief is love without a place to go. I'll do another little short video actually reading that one. I meant to do that already, and I'm just now remembering it. So, with some of the cards, I'm going to start doing like individual messages with them, with the turning them into little shorts instead of just taking pictures of them. All right. So I already did kind of pre-shuffle them when I first got them. All right. And we're going to try for just one. Just one. Trickery tried to slide out, but one already popped out before that. Vanity. Color blue. Blue represents the throat chakra. Find your way of expressing yourself. Vanity. Aqua people. I need more, better, bigger. Yes, that will make me okay. Okay. I need more, better, bigger. Yes, that will make me okay. The legend. Crystal, Peter, and Mike are at a party in Mike's posh home, toasting success in their business. A mysterious old man appears and asks them whether they prefer gluttony or generosity. Puzzled, none of them answered. He reminds them that more does not mean better, and they laugh. Suddenly, they are alone, far from the party, in rising water. We're getting more, cries Peter. Rain falls and the water rises faster. Play, shouts Crystal. We must do well with what we have. As they begin to have fun in the water, the rain stops. Inspiration from this message. We all say we will stop when we have enough, but there's never enough. You may be looking outside yourself for validation. Personal inquiry. Am I feeling disconnected from any people in my life? Am I growing away from limiting relationships? Key ideas. Environmental tension, living in illusion, self-doubt, power to change, lesser companions, empty conversations. Keywords, faith, awareness, and transformation. Meditation. Visualize an aqua light within you. Imagine, I'm going to turn this fan off. Imagine people you love surrounding you. Feel the light building and spilling onto your loved ones. Send gratitude to those you love and those you have yet to meet. Bless them all. Notice the energy and any messages that you receive. that goes right along with our morning mantra. Today, I'm going to fall in love with all the little taken for granteds that make this world so wild and dynamic. The planetary design team really went all out on this one. The message lines up the same. That is not the message I would have expected with the title Vanity, but nonetheless, it's saying the same thing. We always say, "Oh, I'll be happy when," or I'll settle down then, or I'll stop when fill in the blank. We always put our happiness, our satisfaction, our zeal for life on the back burner because we're constantly in competition. Didn't we get last week? It's not a competition. Who's got the better phone? Who's got the better car? Who's got the better job? Who's got the better home? Who's got the better, bigger, better, more? That's not what it's about. All that stuff is a distraction. All right. A very aligning message this morning. I guess that kind of is a form of vanity. Vanity and gluttony, All right. Now we'll pull from the Herbal Astrology Oracle. We are at 17:02 on the timer. This is also another one of the new decks. I've really liked being able to get some different messages and different knowledge. With a lot of these cards, I'm learning right along with you guys. I mean, sure, some of the lessons I've already learned, but, sometimes I need that reminder too, Plus, learning new things, especially now that, we've got a lot of the new decks. Learning about the plants, learning about the stones, learning about stories and lessons, and different ways to improve ourselves along this journey. We're going to try for just one. All right, we had a group fall out, which that's like literally a stack, and then we had a single one roll off by itself. Lemon Balm. Card number 52, Nurture. I actually just ordered some lemon balm today, a live plant. There's honeybees in this picture. 3 to be exact. Almost looks like the top of the walking stick is mushrooms. All right, lemon balm. 52, which breaks down to a 7. Upright, which is... we kind of got it sideways, so we'll read both. Earth Mother, access to the ways of the earth, planetary guardian, balance of feelings and emotions, nurturance. In the reverse, disconnected from the Great Mother, lack of self-nurturance, wounded inner child, healing the mother archetype. Astrological ruler, Ceres and Jupiter. The science name of it is Melissa officinalis, something like that. Is derived from the Greek word Melissa, meaning honeybee, and it was planted by beekeepers at the temple of Artemis to keep the sacred honeybees happy. Both in ancient Greece and Turkey, it was believed that planting lemon balm near beehives would attract honeybees and prevent them from abandoning the hive. In the Middle Ages, a sprig of lemon balm was said to stance bleeding. In more recent history, lemon balm is used for its relaxing effect on the central nervous system, providing great relief from stress, anxiety, and depressive moods. Scientific studies have also found that lemon balm greatly eases the negative mood effects from psychological stress. Various cultures held the belief that lemon balm retained mystical, soothing, and memory powers. In folklore, it was used to ward off evil and promote good health and happiness. An ancient Arab physician from the 11th century named Avicenna believed lemon balm causeth the mind and heart to become merry, and he introduced this herb as a cure for depression and anxiety. Lemon balm embodies the archetype of both Jupiter and its feminine counterpart. The asteroid Ceres. Roman goddess Ceres rules health, agriculture, nutrition, fertility, our relationships to mother, the nurturance or lack thereof within family relationships, and our ultimate connection to Mother Earth. Ceres describes what we need to feel nurtured in this life and how we nurture those around us. Like Jupiter, her qualities are jovial, supportive to our sense of well-being and longevity. Guidance. Give yourself permission to mother the deepest core of yourself. Listen to your inner child. Retrieve the unconscious parts of your past. We talked about that just the other day. Forgive yourself and liberate the inner child that has remained silent. Lemon balm assists us in reconnecting to the gentle power of nurturance. Her soft and gentle touch reminds us to connect to the Great Mother in all our shapes and forms. The medicine of honeybee is here to serve you, prompting you to ask yourself, where can I soften and receive? How can I access my inner child? How can I assess my inner child to access great wholeness? Honeybee symbolizes the magic of nectar, vitality, prosperity, and the inner child and outer wealth that is ahead. Wow. So, being grateful for all the little things that we have, nurturing ourselves and our inner child, acknowledging and appreciating the things that nature provides for us. And if you can, find some and use them to help nurture yourself. I did that yesterday with my foot bath. I put a bunch of herbs and stuff in lavender and stuff in with my foot bath. Nature really does provide all that we need. We just need the knowledge to know. And they don't want us to have that knowledge. The higher ups do not want us to know what herbs you can just walk out into the wild and pick and use it to make yourself better. Which is why they poison our soil. Because they're trying to prevent it all from growing. All right. Now we're going to get a wild offering oracle. Aging. I am one with unlimited love. Let me go check on the dogs real quick. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Okay, sorry. I heard a car door close, so I felt the need to do that. Aging. I am one with unlimited love, beyond all seeming restrictions of age. I am filled with joy, energy, and beauty, a vessel for the divine. So, the whole age is just a number. That's basically a pretty fancy way of saying that. All right, now we'll get a Namaste Stress Less card. Something that I've noticed with these is one always stays in the box. Unlimited love to yourself and others. I can very much relate to that. My birthday's the end of this month. I'll be 41. And my mind and soul doesn't feel old. But there are days where my body just doesn't want to do what I want to do. I'm working on pulling myself out of that funk. I ordered me some more herbs. I'm fixing to start doing some work around here, and hopefully that'll get me back into the swing of things. If you don't use it, you lose it. Examine your surroundings. Come to look at things with fresh eyes. A baby doesn't look at their surroundings as being good or bad. We've gotten this before. Take what you need, leave what you don't. We just got that one. Name your emotions. A baby doesn't look at their surroundings as being good or bad. She looks upon her world as being interesting. Renew your thoughts again. Don't label what you see. Just take interest and find amusement. When there is nothing to categorize or label, you will feel free of prejudice and stress. You will feel peace and wonder. Name your emotions. When you are passionate about an issue, you become immersed in a feeling we don't quite understand. Learn to name your emotions. This will help you understand what you are feeling. Getting to know what is driving you will allow you to connect with what you stand for. Instead of letting your passion and emotions take over your actions and thoughts, name your emotions so you will have more awareness of why you are feeling or acting a certain way. That's very important. Very important. We talked about that some last week. Feelings need to be felt. They need to be understood. If you don't, hypothetically, you get triggered, but you don't know why whatever it was triggered you. That's when you have to deep dive and be like, okay, well, what's happening, what was happening during the time I got triggered, who was involved, how did it play out? You really have to sit down and overanalyze it. If you want to change it, if you want to heal it, if you want to fix it, per se. All right, let's get a grief affirmation. People get triggered by all different kinds of things. Things that trigger me may not trigger you. Things that trigger you may not trigger me. There may be things that trigger us both. You know what I'm saying? It's different for everybody. It depends on what you've been through, what parts of what needs to be healed. Where did that wound come from in the first place? Who, what, when, where, why? And then how? How did it make you feel? All right, maybe we won't get one today. All right. We're not taking one. Oh, okay. My grief matters. Yes. The triggers, the pain, the feelings, they matter. No matter how old we get, the grief is still there until we heal it. You can live your whole life grieving things because you never, instead of taking the time to heal it, a lot of people run from it. But you can't run from yourself. You can't run from something that's inside of you. I tried it. I know it doesn't work. All right, we're going to get an affirmation. Then we'll get angel number and celestial insights. We're at 31:28 on the timer. All right. Connection. Clarity on the bottom of the deck. Abundance on the top of the deck. Connection. I'm connected to the multitudes. It's penguins. I'm pretty sure we got the penguin card last week. And I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me or make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self. Work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. We have already had this card. I say it all the time. People are just waiting for connection. We as a human race, we are so disconnected from each other. It's not funny at all. In a time where the technology allows connecting with people, makes it so easy, we are more disconnected than ever, which seems bizarre to me. Okay, let me put some of these decks up so they're out of the way. All right, we're going to get a crystal card. Citrine and Bornite on the cut as we're getting started. Explore the universe of gems and minerals. 50 crystal insight cards. And yes, a lot of them I probably do pronounce wrong, but this is not a English class. And they're still really new and sticky, so they're kind of difficult to shuffle. We're going to get just one if we can. We got two. Heliotrope, we got that just last week. And then Shungite. Connection, relief, and calm. It gets its name from Shunga, Russia, where it was first unearthed. Connection, relief, and calm. Calm before the storm. And then heliotrope. We got that last week. Bravery, strength, perseverance. It's also called bloodstone. due to its red spots of hematite. All right, so connection. So connecting with your inner self, connecting with strangers, connecting with long lost family, friends, restoring connection. All right. Now we'll get an angel of abundance. Oh, wait, I said I'd do the angel numbers. Angel numbers and then insights, celestial insights, and then we'll do the angels of abundance. We're supposed to be getting some nasty weather on the east side of the United States in the upcoming week. So I guess a lot of rain. Hopefully the cold weather is pretty much out of here. But, it's springtime. It's time to, get our plants out and get everything set up for spending time outside. That's what I'm going to try to work on this week. All right, we're at 37:13 on the timer. We'll get an angel number. We'll try 8585. So 8 and 5, 3 on the bottom of the deck, harmony. 1010 on the top of the deck, embrace the journey. 8585, gratitude. It's a running theme today. Patience, gratitude, abundance, perspective, success, appreciation, and ripple effect. Focusing on gratitude shifts our perspective from what we lack to what we have and can achieve. This positive mindset attracts more positivity into our lives, creating a ripple effect of abundance and success. We saw abundance with the Affirmators deck. What am I grateful for today? And how can focusing on these aspects enhance my overall sense of abundance and success? Take a moment each day to list 3 things you are grateful for. Reflect on how these positive aspects impact your life and how they can inspire further abundance and success. 8585, 8s and 5s. 8 plus 5 is 13, which breaks down to a 4. 4 was our running number last week. Gratitude. Being grateful for all those little things that mean so much. And a lot of times we don't realize how much they mean until they're gone. I just dropped a whole bunch of them on the floor. Admiration and enlightenment is what fell on the floor. All right, we'll get a celestial insights. So connection, gratitude, abundance, focus. Instinct and reward yourself. Let's not forget about those. Today is a piñata full of unknowns. Time to crack that sucker open and pounce directly on the good stuff. Self-love, self-care, listening to your instinct and what your body needs, what you need in your life, what you need to let go of in your life. Embrace. accept on the bottom of the deck. Trust and observe on the top of the deck. Under accept was transformation, healing. Yeah. Healing, transformation, accept, and embrace. So, this is the way I'm seeing this. When you begin to heal the inside, it will transform the outside. We have to accept that we play that role and embrace it. But let's see what they say. Healing. You are in the process of healing. Give yourself the time and space you need. Have you been neglecting your emotional or physical health? Prioritize self-care and allow yourself to recover fully. Transformation. You are undergoing a profound transformation. Have recent changes made you uncertain? Embrace the shifts. Like a piñata full of unknowns, embrace the shifts. They are guiding you towards personal and spiritual growth. Accepting things as they are. Didn't we read that in the was it the chakra wisdom? Accepting things as okay, anyways, accepting things as they are can be a powerful step forward. You may be resisting changes lately. Let go of control and you'll discover peace and new opportunities in the present moment. Accept. All right, and then the card that actually came out was embrace. Embrace the changes happening around you. Have recent changes made you uneasy? Accept them, adjust, and discover the opportunities that come with transformation. Look at that. The words are in the messages. This says accept and transform. We got both of those cards. Accept and transform. Transformation. When we begin to heal, all that starts to happen. Nice. It can be difficult to embrace change. But that goes back to what I talked about last week. Trying to find the fun in it. Find the good in it. Yes, it may be uncomfortable. Yes or no, it's not going to be easy most of the time. Sometimes it's easy because maybe it's something that you've been waiting for a long time. But nonetheless, practice stepping out of your comfort zone. The more you do it, the less scary it is. All right, now we'll get an Angel of Abundance card, and then we'll get an Animal Spirit card. $44 exactly on the timer. Release resentments about money. We got that last week. Clearing debts on the bottom of the deck. Cooperation instead of competition. Didn't I already talk about it not being a competition this morning? We got both of those cards last week. Y'all saw me shuffle the heck out of them cards. Cooperation instead of competition. Release resentments about money. Money isn't everything. And when you do have it, spend it wisely. Clearing debt. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. Debt lingering over your head is like a brick house just hanging over you waiting to fall. Yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead of seeing money as a tool you can use to better the world and shift this And this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. So, you know how they always said about love, as soon as you stop looking for it, you find it? It's the same thing with money. As soon as you stop focusing on it and just focusing on life, a lot of times it comes in all mysterious, in all kinds of ways. All right, cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it from you. There's no need to compete, as there's an abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnerships, you can accomplish anything. So I'm seeing that as like a partnership with spirit, because in reality, you can't ever trust man. So that's just the way I'm seeing. I'm the perspective I'm looking at it. And clearing debts, yes, that does talk about financial debts, but that could also be spiritual debts, like karma. Okay. Try not to catch my sleeve on fire. All right, now we'll get to animal spirit card. I don't know if you guys saw how those popped out or not, but that was crazy how that just happened. Golden egg was the one that originally popped out. Hold on. This one got bent. Deer. Crocodile, fox, golden egg. We're going to go with the golden egg and the deer. No, we're going to keep shuffling. Okay. We at least acknowledged them. I don't know if you could see on camera how those just popped out of there like that. All right, after this, we've got the animal allies, birds, and then the Archangel Oracle, and then we'll get into the Mary Magdalene, and we'll be done. So we got 3 to go after this. Whale and shark. Wow. Sea serpent on the bottom of the deck. Bear in reverse on the top of the deck. Whale and shark. We were just talking about this at work last week. Talking about killer whales and, how whales are just as aggressive as, well, certain kinds of whales are just as, you have just as much reason to be scared of them as you would be a shark. Like, they're just as bad, Okay. So that's water energy. So 2 water and a spirit card is what we got on the board. Whale, shark, and sea serpent. Which, sea serpent, that's the ocean too. So maybe something significant about the ocean. You got all water energy out here. Whales and sharks live in the ocean. You got sea serpent. A sea serpent lives in the ocean. All right, shark. Directness, explore, directness, exposure, revealing true nature and desire. The shark is only dangerous when we don't acknowledge it. This card indicates that something big needs to be exposed. It's lurking in the depths and creating tension. Shark energy takes over us when we are hesitant to be honest, to be totally ourselves, or to say what we really want. It may be tempting to continue pretending nothing is wrong, but when shark energy is at play, we feel its presence encircling us. When in balance, intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky and destructive. To bring into balance, honesty. And then whale. Desire to delve deeper, profound peace, ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities, hold on. Okay. I know I've been getting up and down a lot during this one. I'm sorry, but uh dogs are just like kids. When they stay quiet for too long, it makes me nervous because I don't know what they're doing. Plus, I heard the neighbor's car door and I didn't know if they were coming or going. Okay. Whale personalities. Whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost, and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. When in balance, calm, steady, deeply compassionate. When out of balance, heavy, slips into the old story. To bring into balance regular self-care. Ooh, yeah, so something needing, going back to what we talked about last week, needing to do that inner searching, speak your truth with confidence. No, I mean, even if you're unsure of the outcome. All right, sea serpent. Healing emotional wounds, expressing desires. Once again, talking about expression. The sea serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The sea serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the sea serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in others it floods. It's important to remember no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the sea serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She can support us as we learn to express our true nature. So that very much lines up with the whale and the shark. Hey, darling, darling. Go sit down. Okay. It's just like having kids, man. No, I don't want you in my room. Go. We have a tendency to try to protect ourselves from the emotions, the unsaid, the unspoken feelings, the unspoken truths of ourselves. We have a tendency to think that not talking about it is the better way to go, like just being silent. But it's really not. Stuff like that can literally, stress can kill you quicker than anything. And when we carry around those emotions without dealing with them, it causes, we don't realize the damage that causes, really, honestly. All right, I did bring the dogs inside, so hopefully there won't be any more distractions on that part. I have to work today, and so I was trying to let them, spend as much time outside as they could before I had to go to work. All right, now we're going to get birds, the Animal Allies deck, and then we'll get an Archangel card, and we'll get the Mary Magdalene. We're at 5826 right now. There's Penguin on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. All right. Quail. Wanted to show itself. We're going to try for just one. That is not just one. Blue jay, goose, and cockatoo. We're not going to keep all of these, but we'll acknowledge them. Blue jay, goose, and cockatoo. Condor. So, isn't that almost the same as a vulture? Condor. Truth-seeking, secret-keeping, deep connection to nature, justice, strength, strong inner vision, personal quests, and rebirth. Condor wisdom. Looking beneath the surface of things helps you face up to your current reality. Shut up. Not really, but yeah. When an aspect of a relationship or situation feels out of balance, it's time to be brave and make changes. When Condor appears, set aside some time to create a nice space to spend time with yourself. Declutter, move things around, redirect the energy flow, and see what comes from it. Condor wants you to know, if something is no longer pleasing you, pivot. If you've been neglecting a part of yourself and it's a pain point, pivot. Give yourself the chance to thrive. You deserve no less than your own best. Wow. So yeah, if things need to change, change them. We are the only ones that can, see, I'm that type of person where I overthink everything, and it's like there's always a gray area. You know what I mean? There's always the exception to where things just play out differently. Yes, people's choices and actions can affect our lives, but it's up to us always how we respond to that. And yes, that is a very basic statement on a very broad topic. But when it's all said and done, no matter what kind of pain, disruption, heartbreak, loss, whatever it is, there's always multiple paths that you can take. And I can say this because I've been there. I know how it happens. When you hit rock bottom, yeah, there may be nothing you can do once you get to that point. Once you've hit rock bottom, you may be out of options. But, you, we, you, I, me, us, whatever, there are always, you've had 20 different choices where you could have chosen where things would have played out differently. And then, like I always say, so many people say that they believe that everything happens for a reason, right? That we are where we are, that we're meant to be there, that if everything happens, okay. Yes, I agree. But that also being said, that doesn't mean that your reality wasn't affected by the choices that you made. And that doesn't mean that your future reality isn't affected by the choices you make. Remember back to the future? If you go hypothetically, if we could go back and change things, it's going to change the whole trajectory of where we end up. We all have multiple times in our lives where, hey, we just have to own up to it. I effed up. I didn't make the right choice. I didn't go the right way. Does that mean our life is over? No. But it's a guarantee that it's going to alter the details of our journey. Perfect example. You're with a group of friends. That group of friends goes out and commits a crime. You knew ahead of time that that's what they were going to do, but you chose to go anyways. And in return, they got busted. You were with them. You went to jail. Okay, well, think about how different it could have been if you said, hey, if you spoke up, if you spoke your truth, if you felt uncomfortable and you said something about it and you got out of the situation, your life's going to go in a different direction, right? You're not going to go to jail. You're not going to be on probation. You're not going to pay fines. You're not going to, you know what I'm saying? No, it doesn't mean that your life is over, but it does mean that you made your journey more difficult because, a lot of times we make the same mistakes over and over and over again until we finally figure it out. And that makes it more difficult. It's just part of it. And, not everybody believes that way, but, the way I look at it is the spirit world can work with anything. Yeah, they may have to change the script a couple dozen times, but they'll make it work. But we have to do the work to make it work. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I know. Sometimes I just start rambling. But, sometimes we all need that reality check to, hey, it's your fault. Just being blunt and brutal about it. It's our fault that that we allow things to continue or that we allow things to happen. And it's not even about placing blame, but it's about, we make our own beds and we have to lay in them. Whether it's a nice, beautiful, comfy, soft, smelly good bed, or whether it's a cardboard box bed in the middle of the woods somewhere. It's up to us where it ends up, And don't get me wrong, I ain't got nothing against a cardboard box bed in the middle of the woods. Sometimes that's where you can have the best fun, is away from everybody else and, in the middle of the woods somewhere. Barachiel, she's got a baby. Birthing something new. Could literally be a baby, but, we're not going to look at it from that perspective. She's got a basket of bread on her head. She has sunflowers on the bottom of her dress. Makes me think of spring. Card number 14. I actually ordered me some sunflowers, but they're not normal sunflowers. They're like a really, really dark purple sunflower. So I'm excited and interested to grow some of those. Fulfillment. Card number 14. Her main message is fulfillment. Beautiful Barachiel's name means blessings of God. She is the archangel charged with bringing happiness to our family life and overseeing matrimony and parenthood. Like the Guatemalan woman on the card, she is often shown carrying a basket of bread and the staff of life to symbolize fertility and abundance. So in this one, instead of carrying a staff, she's carrying a baby. She helps us to provide for ourselves and our children and to find the right partner to have children with, if we so desire. Barachiel helps to strengthen all our family and close relationships. Also known as the Angel of Lightning, she is said to grant blessings for your good deeds swiftly, and she brings you success, especially in games of chance. She is sometimes depicted holding an ancient sacred book, which is said to contain the instructions for living a good life. The white rose is symbolic of her blessings. I don't see any white roses in this picture. Barachiel is a light-hearted angel. She inspires laughter when you call upon her. She reminds us that despite the hardships of life, we can find hidden blessings everywhere. There it is. I mean, it's the theme of today's message. It's buried back here, but I'm going to get it out so that I say it right. Today, I'm going to fall in love with all the little taken for granteds that make this world so wild and dynamic. Being grateful for so many different things. The little things that mean so much. I say it here every day. Her main message, it's time to bring some lightness back into your life and relationships. Put any difficult conversations or decisions aside for a while and enjoy time with your family and loved ones. And I'm saying this because it's something I deal with every day. If you don't have any of those people around you, love yourself. Find the little things that bring you happiness. Clear out any resentments, let go of any, unhealed parts of you, and allow yourself to age gracefully. Allow yourself to be comfortable with being alone. No, it's not easy. Some days are harder than others, but the more you learn to love yourself, the more you know and learn how to admire and appreciate yourself. Eventually there will come a time where you won't want other people's company. It's very much a teeter-totter. Because when we're first forced into that, it's very uncomfortable, it's very depressing, it's very lonely, blah blah blah. Then once you get on the other side of that mountain, it's almost the complete opposite. Like, instead of forcing yourself to be alone, you have to force yourself to interact with other people. And that's not easy either. That's just as difficult, but it has more of a positive effect on your life than the alternative. All right, let's see what the rest of her message is. Her message is to lighten up, particularly when it comes to our home lives, family, and relationships. Laughter is the best medicine, and who better to share it with than your nearest and dearest? When life gets heavy, where we find ourselves under pressure to earn a living and provide for ourselves and others, Barachiel can help us to slow down, smell the roses, and appreciate the little things in life, so we can feel secure and find fulfillment in each and every moment. This opens up space to invite in more ease and abundance. When it comes to partnerships and families, she says it is essential to have a lighthearted attitude and keep a sense of humor within your interactions. Lightening up is about taking the pressure off a situation so you are free to enjoy each other's company again, without the need for high expectations. When things get stressful, stop work, put the bills aside, and go for a walk or play a game. Change your perception to change your life. Bam. Looking at things from a different perspective. Finding the even though the situation may feel overwhelmingly negative, just like the Wild Offering Oracle says, find one thing, just one thing that you can be grateful for, and just sit in it for a few minutes. And it takes putting yourself in a specific frame. It has to be intentional, but it's everything in life is about intention. Intention and perspective. Finding the balance. All right. Now we'll get a Mary Magdalene Oracle and we'll be done. As always, thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you. I pray you're having a positive and productive day today. I pray everybody has a positive, productive week this upcoming week. Even if the time doesn't come to you on its own, make time to just do you, be you. Thank you, Jennifer. There was a time in my life where that free time didn't come so freely. You know, but I've talked about it before and I'll say it again. You know, sometimes when the universe keeps giving us nudges like, you know, hey, you need to do this, or hey, you know, you haven't tended to this yet, and we just keep putting it off, eventually the universe will put us in a position where we don't have a choice. And I saw a message the other day where it said, you know, when you're, I think it was the monk guy, I can't ever remember his name, but he said, you know, when we're healthy, we've got 1,000 different problems, 1,000 different things that want our time and attention and energy. But when you get sick, when the universe puts you down, the only problem you have is that you're sick and you're down. So it's important to take care of yourself. What did we talk about last week? You can't pour from an empty cup. What was that? It didn't pop out, but 7. Vision comes from within. Yeah. The red thread, the 7th power also showed. So 7-7. Anger is information. Yeah, what we talked about that already, about what triggers us. Whatever triggers you, if you do it the right way. You know, which, don't get me wrong, that's a very broad statement that I'm making there, because, you know, there's not necessarily a right or a wrong way to heal. But anger is information. When something triggers you, that's an opportunity to learn about yourself. Who, what, when, where, why, how. Why were you triggered? You know, what did it make you feel? Is there something that you need to heal from that causes you to be triggered in that way? All right. Then the red thread, good recognizes good. Keeping like company. We got, you know, being around people that bring out the good in you, not the bad in you. I mean, no, obviously, we're not all going to get along all the time, but, you know, if you're entertaining someone that, you know, triggers you every time you're around them, there's something wrong somewhere, whether it's with you or with them. This card doesn't have a number. I'm trying to find it. The red thread. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time finding it. There it is. It's hard to remember what we have never been taught. It takes trusting our own intuition, our own heart. It takes learning how to listen to what the soul whispers to us when we can get still enough, free enough from the distracting chaos of our everyday life. It's a mystery to me what allows us to remember the good, and I trust it always will be. Maybe it's blood memory. Maybe it's encoded somewhere in the soul or in the heart of what it means to be human. Good recognizes good. I was first given a red thread by a shaman. When I saw her the first time, the only accurate way to describe it is that I recognized her. I remembered her, but I couldn't possibly know or grasp how or from when. And that wasn't the point of the recognition. The point was to strengthen my own trust in myself, because my intuition, my soul, had led me to her. The red thread is about remembering the good within ourselves and each other. And the red thread is about recognizing those who are walking with us, to remind us that we are here together to be the good. It's worn on the left wrist, the feminine side of the body, to acknowledge that it's the feminine within each of us that receives spirit from within. The red thread is for those of us who are devoted to returning again and again to the heart, who listen to what the heart knows and then do whatever we can to put that knowing into action. Mary Magdalene anointed Christ before he was crucified. Mary made anointing the most sacred ritual in the Christian tradition. Mary was given secret teachings from Christ because his love for her was extraordinary. Mary's gospel was buried and forgotten for millennia. This is why I wear the red thread. It's hard to remember something you have never been taught. But I do this in memory of her. I do this because the good can never be lost. The soul voice meditation. What do I know in this moment that no one ever taught me? Like, what are things that just came natural to you? Nobody ever taught you. Like, this happens to me a lot. I'll just do something. I will say I'll find a plant out in the woods and or on the side of the road, and I'll like the way it looks, and I'll pick what is it's stuck to my head because I got wet. Um, I'll pick it up I'll pluck some and bring them home, and next thing I know, it's something that has all these medicinal purposes and stuff. It's just that inner knowing, that, hey, there's something special about that. But that's just an example. It's different things that, you never had to be taught. You didn't have to teach yourself. You didn't have to go on YouTube and learn it. You didn't have to ask an elder to teach you. It's just something that came natural to you. And we all have a lot of different things like that. Maybe you didn't grow up in a loving, nurturing family. Maybe you grew up in a very cold, separated family. But you're like the one super loving, super happy, super nurturing person. You want to love on everybody you meet. Well, there's multiple psychological reasons for that. But that being said, that's something that just came natural to you. I mean, I guess I could say me because I am like that. But, a lot of us are like that. And we didn't grow up in an environment that encouraged that. You know what I mean? It's just something They came natural to us in our soul, in our being. And so there's all kinds of different things that, we don't even recognize. We don't even realize. We don't think about it. But when you take that time to spend time with yourself, spend that time alone so that you can learn who you are without all the outside influences, and really do it. We we all try to fake it. We all try to skip the hard part, right? It's like it's like when you're going to have an open book exam in school. And so you don't do any studying because it's like, well, I'm going to be able to use my book, so all the answers are going to be right there, so you don't read any of the text. Well, yeah. You're still going to be able to take the exam, and yeah, you'll probably score pretty good on it because it's an open book exam. But it's going to take you way longer to answer those questions than it is somebody that actually read the text, because they're going to know where to go to look for the answers, right? And you didn't read it. So you basically pretty much have to quick read it while you're doing the exam because you get what I'm saying? We all do that in different areas of our lives. I'm not saying that we do it for the whole thing, but there's different areas in our lives where we do that. Where it's like, oh, I'll be able to use the book. I'll be good. I don't need to read the instructions. Anyways, as always, be grateful for what you have. The big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. As always, be blessed, find peace, make time for quiet time, and I'll see you next time.